Alright guys, this is somewhat of a special video. You have Danny to blame for this. You'll see why in just a second. So, Testamento was fun, right? Everyone did pretty well, except for our team. Our team sucked, but all the scaled teams did really well. Good job, guys. So, I'm not trying to write a WOD that has any kind of exclusionary properties to it, right? So we did a lot of leg stuff on Sunday, but I want you guys to come anyway, alright? So, what we're going to do today, yeah, this is going to be awkward. Sigh. Anyway, so what we're going to do today is going to be twofold. So we're going to we're first going to do front rack lunges, okay? What we're going to work on first is we're just going to work on cleaning the bar. Don't have a lot of cues for cleaning the bar, I mean, hands in the right spot, legs in the right spot. Anyway, whatever. So I'm not going to go over the clean too much, but essentially you're just going to get it into position here in your front rack, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do lunges. So from here, which is relatively jiffy, get out of here, come on, go. Fine, then you just play with my foot. Anyway, so from here, we're going to be lunging down, touching the knee, coming up, right? It is going to be 2 lunges, so you can do them either, one leg and then, the same leg for the second one, or you can alternate whatever you want. Point is, when you go down, you want to keep a relatively tall torso, as we go down like this, okay? It's brutal to start getting into this kind of thing, all right? I mean, it's brutal for front squats, but it's brutal for any lunge, but it's especially brutal for front rack lunges. So, front rack lunges, not terribly complicated. Just make sure that you are indeed pushing your hip kind of forward, so don't leave your hip behind you at all. We want to kind of push the hip forward, a little touch on the knee. We should be experiencing something like a right angle at the front leg, okay? So that is going to be the skill or strength portion or whatever. Then we have pull-ups and double unders. I'm not going to talk a ton about double unders today, other than just talking about position, but I mostly want to talk about pull-ups. The pull-ups will be kind of ascending, sort of a lat. I mean, the workout's beneath me. You can see this. Anyway, so for the grip for pull-ups, okay, I wanted to talk about this more than anything else. Why don't you come a little closer, and we'll try to keep, we'll just try to get this grip, the look right. Anyway, so what we're looking for is we're looking for whole hand, right? So if I was to do it from this side, we're looking for whole hand wrapped around the bar. I know this is a kind of a thin bar because it's a mop, let's be honest. But, everyone should be able to do this. We want hand here, over top with a thumb, okay? What we're going to try to avoid, and the reason the thumb is kind of an effective way to grab the bar, is because as soon as you do this, you have the capacity to kind of let the rest of your hand off. So you're kind of at an angle here with this pinky knuckle off of the bar. So we want the pinky knuckle on the bar, okay? And then wrapping the thumb around, okay? You have a thumb for a reason, use it. All right, so thumb around on the bar before you do your pull-ups, okay? The pull-ups do not have a particular style to them. You can butterfly, kip, strict pull-ups, whatever you want. It will be ascending though, so at a certain point, it may behoove you to do kipping pull-ups. Anyway, not necessarily going to talk a ton about the pull-up, at least not the kip version of it, but when we have our grip, what we want to do is as the bar is above our head, sorry, I did that quickly, we want to make sure our elbow pit is facing kind of back this direction, okay? It is a mistake to kind of get your elbow pit facing, your head or like a little bit in front or whatnot. It just kind of, it pulls everything out of position. We get this kind of internally rotated position, and then, by default, your head kind of comes forward a little bit, your shoulder goes up a little bit. We're looking, not necessarily to keep it down, but to just, again, pull this into kind of an externally rotated position and make sure that, we're kind of maybe experiencing a little bit of tension through here as we hang from the bar. Okay, it's not a bad thing to feel some tension through your chest as you're doing this. Okay, so coming for the walk, it'll be a good time. We're going to also do some double unders. Yeah, actually, I lost my train of thought. So, double unders, really quickly. I'm not wrapping up, not yet. Double unders, position-wise, we want nice and tall torso the whole time. We're bouncing on our toes when we do that. Yes, that got awkward, whatever. For our arm, hand, etc. position, we want our elbows relatively close in. We want our hands kind of facing down and a little bit forward. Okay? What we want to avoid flicking the rope up like this. As you twist around, you want this sort of thing to happen. You want to draw small circles that are kind of pointing this direction. Okay? Now this is a lot about getting your timing to be your timing. There's a certain part of this you cannot coach. You simply have to, I don't know, kind of get the feeling for yourself. I mean, it is a lot about just you and kind of developing the skill at your own speed. So my suggestion for certainly for learning double unders, is start with a single that has a relatively slow cadence to it, and not try to single as fast as you can, because your double under is not going to be as fast as your fastest single. So start with a relatively slow single, a single that that you can easily keep up with, and just kind of hope your double under fits that. Maybe not hope it, but kind of make your double under fit that cadence. Okay, so when you start to go, it is a lot about just whipping the thing and seeing what happens. But if we are truly understanding the way the double under goes, it is a lot about elbows in, a lot of wrist, keeping our shoulder kind of out of the equation and bouncing on our toes with a relatively relaxed body that is relatively straight. We don't want to pike. That probably looked weird. As we jump, we don't want to, what are the other things we do? We don't want to pull our knees in too much, right? But we want to jump with a relatively straight body, just kind of bouncing on our toe. One last thing, it's going to be hard to show, but as you come down from the double under, you kind of want to kiss your heel before going back up. Okay, I know I bent my knee to do that, but point is, with a straight leg, you kind of want to kiss your heel on the way down. A lot of people kind of bounce on their toe, and they never get their heel back onto the ground. That's maybe not the most brutal thing you can do, but it is a little bit kind of rough on the Achilles, I'll just put it that way. Anyway, so it's going to be fun when you come in for it, and try to unsee all the things you've seen. This is Danny's fault, keep this in mind. A couple drinks and, wow, this is the result. Take it easy, guys.